Hey guys, Carl from Purple Moose Plays. Time for another Purple Moose's Parcels, sponsored by Noble Knight Games. Just quick talk about Noble Knight Games if you don't already know. They are an online retailer who also has a physical store in Wisconsin. On top of being a normal sort of online and retail board gaming store, they also specialize in used and rare and hard to find games and war games and miniatures and so on. But part of what they do is a really awesome trade-in program. I've mentioned before that I am sponsored by them on this channel, so I do get a little bit of a gift card or money to spend in their store every month. But actually this time I didn't spend that money because if you watched my Purple Moose Purges video a few weeks ago, you will have seen that I sent quite a few games to Noble Knight. And from that shipment off to Noble Knight, I did receive quite a bit of credit at their store, and instead this time I'm using that credit to pick up some fun new games because they did have a really nice spring sale recently as well. So here we go. This time is a giant box. I can't fit the whole thing on the screen, but I will open it here, and then I'll slide it off and sort of pull things out of it as we go. But opening up the box first, a whole lot of paper in there, but I promise you buried under that paper are some games, which you can kind of see a little bit already, but let me move this out of the way and I'll slowly pull stuff out of this box onto the screen so you can see it. The first thing right there on top of that box, actually let me move that a little bit further away, is Unlock Extraordinary Adventures. This is one of the most recent boxes in the Unlock Adventure series, this being, if you don't know the Unlock series, these are sort of escape room in a box games. There are 3 of them now. They're packaged in these sets of 3 big boxes. And each of these is a sort of card only, I say card only, but realistically it uses an app as well. But cards plus app, trying to figure out puzzles and sort of work your way through some kind of story. I tend to be a really big fan of these games, and I'm a couple boxes behind in the series. So you'll see some more of these pop up as I do these Purple Moose's Parcels videos, because basically what's going to happen is that anytime I have a little bit of extra money to throw something else into a box, I might do so by grabbing one of those. So that is Unlock. Very excited to try out some new adventures. It looks like some kind of futuristic robot dog, some kind of noir detective game, and this one is pixelated. I don't know if you can see that. I'm getting lots of reflection of my camera. It's pixelated, kind of, I don't know, Castlevania style. It says, Criaria is in shambles. Enter this 90s video game to rescue the royal couple and restore order to the pixelated kingdom. So old school video game style. Very, very cool. Very excited to try these 3 out. Next one here on top is in a plastic bag to keep it safe, because this is a used copy of a game. And this is the Full Metal Alchemist board game, The Promised Day. Yakusoku no Hi. And this is something I'm very excited about for a slightly different reason than you might expect. And that is, let's see, I don't even know if it's printed on the box. Yes, right down here you can see Game Design Nao Shimamura. If you've talked to me at all about Japanese games, or if you listen to some of my Japanese videos, I may have mentioned it, but there was a Japanese publisher called Taiki Kennai Games that made lots of these small multiplayer games, not even soloable games, that I really, really enjoyed. And I sort of got into the habit of collecting all of them, as many of them as I could find. I still have 1 or 2 that I'm missing. If anybody has Hoshi Olympic, let me know. I really want that game. But I've collected most of them now, and I really, really enjoy them. So when I saw recently that there were a couple of new games, this being one of them, from the designer that created most of the games for Taiki Kennai Games, I was very excited. Now, I am a decent fan of Hagane no Renkin Jutsushi, or Full Metal Alchemist. I've seen everything and I've watched it and I enjoy the story, but I wouldn't have bought it just because this is a Full Metal Alchemist board game. But seeing his name on this game, this is a big cooperative 1 to 4 player game set in the world of Full Metal Alchemist. Looks like celebrating the 20th anniversary of that comic book / anime. I am very, very excited to see how this plays, again because of the design credit behind this, not necessarily because of the anime itself, but I can't wait to try and crack this open and have a look at it. Was very, very excited when I did see it for sale on Noble Knight. The next big game in this box, also in the sleeve, because also, again, used, is Shaolia from Big Comet Games. This is the premium big box from their Kickstarter, including everything in this box. I might open it up in just a second to show you some stuff in there. But I am very curious about this game. I hear lots of things rattling in there, so I may regret doing that. But on the back here, a little bit of a tear, but that's okay. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. But Shaolia is at its heart a multiplayer game that's kind of like Imperial Settlers, but sort of battle version. You're building up these sort of warring kingdoms, placing in different kinds of buildings, recruiting units, and using dice as well to activate those locations to sort of battle each other. And then there are a variety of different scenarios from what I understand, but most of the time you're trying to sort of take out, let's see if I can find some of those scenarios. Yeah, see for example here, destroy your opponent's palace by dealing 12 damage or gain a culture score of 18. So you sort of have two ways to win each time, either by building up your kingdom or by destroying the opponent. But again, there are many different scenarios in the game. But the reason I picked this up is because in the Great House expansion, or Great Houses expansion, there is, and I don't know exactly where it is because I haven't looked in here yet, but there is a solo mode in this game playing, here we go, against the Usurper. The Usurper is a solo mode for this game where you are able to play this very sort of aggressive multiplayer building and attacking kind of game against this Usurper AI character. I'm very excited. Looking at this already, this looks really cool. Great insert from what I can see so far. I'm not going to dig too deep, but there's some nice metal coins in here, some cool looking dice with sort of constellation shapes printed on them. Very excited to give this one a shot. Very excited to see how the solo mode in this one plays. Basically, after I discovered Bad Comet through the Life of the Amazonia game, I was looking online to see what else they had available to play. And this one caught my eye because it's something I probably wouldn't normally hugely get into, but it is something that I'm very curious to try, especially if I can play it solo. So I picked it up and we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to throw everything back in there loosely. I'll figure cleaning it up later because I've got one last little thing at the very bottom of the box. Also in a little sleeve. This is just a small little thing. Recently I've started playing Adventure Tactics, and so far what I've seen I really love. If you don't know, Adventure Tactics is sort of a tactical based guys on a map boss battler. Well, not boss battler because you're fighting off waves of enemies, but it's kind of like a Final Fantasy Tactics. You're moving around on a grid based map fighting enemies. And each time you're leveling up and expanding into different job classes, a la many of the Final Fantasy games. This here, Into the Slimerverse, is a single encounter that gives you one more sort of quest, one more thing you can fight, and a couple more items and so on that you can add to the game. It was very, very cheap, and I've been looking at it for a while. And now that I've got the game and I'm playing the game, I figured, why not throw that in? Because I've already got a box coming. That is Adventure Tactics Into the Slimerverse. Very excited to get that added into my game. So that's basically all there is this time. I'm very excited to get some of this stuff played. Very likely at some point in the future you will see videos from these two on my channel. This one probably not, although I will post all over the place as I'm playing how much I'm enjoying it. But that's a little bit harder for me to review. We'll see. We might get a short video from me just talking about my thoughts on this particular box. This one is just going to get thrown into another game, but you may eventually see an adventure tactics video from me on the channel as well. Let me know down in the comments below if you've played any of these, if you have any thoughts on any of these. I'm curious to know what you all think. Very excited for this package. Again, thank you for watching another episode of Purple Moose's Parcels. I hope that you enjoyed it. As always, if you did, please remember to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon below, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks.